Hey guys. Today the computer we're going to look at for my collection here is the IBM personal computer, the 300PL, specifically the 300PL type 6562. I don't know, it sounds like a World War II, like a Japanese World War II tank designation to me, like type, whatever. Anyways, actually interesting story with this computer. I really like this case styling. I like desktops anyways, but there's something, to me there's something about a desktop form factor as opposed to a tower that I find really appealing. Second is IBM. I don't know, for whatever reason, it's not just me, IBM kind of has a weird appeal to it, maybe because they started the personal computer, not the first computer or home computer, but they kind of started the PC, and they've been around for a while. It's just IBM. There's just something about IBM. There's something about desktops. There's just something about this line of computers. I just love these aesthetics for whatever reason. So much so that even though I didn't really need the computer of this era or type, I was searching one out. Just a little bit of background on these. These came after IBM's, like PS1 and PS2 line. I believe they're just kind of called IBM computer, personal computer, IBM computer line or something. And they were around, I think, from like 94 to 2000. They went with this line, and then I think they went to like IBM Net Vistas or something like that. But anyways, I think like Aptiva might have been part of this line too. I'm not sure, but anyways, they did a lot of variations with this case styling, which personally I really love. But let me just give you a story about this specific machine and how I came about picking it up. I kind of wanted, like I said, I wanted this case styling really bad. But what I really wanted was one of the later ones. I was specifically looking for like a Pentium 3 machine and something with an AGP slot in it, just for kind of like a late 90s project. Although God knows I have a lot of late 90s computers, I didn't need it. But I wanted one with this case styling. I wanted one of the IBM computers. So anyways, one night, just for the hell of it, I was looking on eBay. Usually I don't buy computers off eBay, mostly just because the shipping is killer. It's just, usually the shipping is more than the computer itself. Anyways, to my surprise, I see this machine. Very blurry picture. The guy wanted like $40, I think, and free shipping. And now he was selling this, the keyboard and the monitor, for like $40, free shipping. So I don't know if he didn't understand shipping or he didn't ever use eBay before, but I was like, that he's gonna take a hit. But like, I really wanted this computer. Now, because there's so many that use kind of the same case, I didn't know what was inside it. I kind of saw the sticker down here and I was like, that looks like a Pentium 1 sticker, and I really don't need another Pentium 1 machine. I was really looking for a Pentium 3. In the description though, it said Pentium 3, so I was like, okay. So anyways, I messaged the guy ahead of time, and I was like, you know what, I really want this computer. I'll tell you what, I don't need the monitor. I can save you a lot of money on the monitor. Just send me the computer, the keyboard if you want. But I need to know, what's in this machine? What is the CPU in there? So I get an email back with thanks, blah blah blah, and then I get another email. It's a Pentium 3. It's a Pentium 3. Sure, it's a Pentium 3. It's a Pentium 3. So I buy it. Oh boy. So, textbook case of how not to ship a computer. Now I don't know if he was all the time, like he knew shipping was really high, and maybe he realized at the last minute and he's like, oh crap, I gotta ship this the cheapest way possible. Anyways, he didn't like cushion it and put it in a box or in a box in a box. He almost literally, like, he wrapped it in like one or maybe two layers of like cheap bubble wrap and then covered it in like postal packing, like just a brown paper. Needless to say, it was broke when it got to me. Still, even then, I think the shipping cost him like, I think he made $5, maybe half that after fees and all that. Maybe he made like $2 off the whole endeavor. And what did I get for my part? A completely busted up PC. This, you probably can't see it because the camera sucks. One day I'll get a better one. I had the super glue. This whole chunk was broken off. You can still see the crack. This is one of those screwless case designs. So a lot of the plastic and the like connectors and hinges and stuff that where the plastic snaps, it's old and brittle by now anyway. So it's broke. Like this hinge over here snapped. There's a weird little plastic piece on the side. It'll come right off. There, see, it's broke. It's actually broke twice. It doesn't really connect really well on the computer, and it was broke here, which I super glued it. But yeah, so the case is all smashed up. The power button, it looks fine here, but it was inside. It came out and it got messed up. I actually messed up even more trying to fix it. So it actually doesn't work. And yeah, and on top of that, the floppy drive was dead and the CD-ROM drive was dead. Oh, and finally, it wasn't a Pentium 3. I should have went with my gut. With the sticker, I knew the sticker looked, it was a Pentium 1 sticker, but I thought maybe it's just like a weird sticker, maybe it was a real blurry picture. No, it's a Pentium 1 machine. So yeah, I didn't get what I wanted. And it was broke, so I got a broke, not what I wanted. I don't know. I think most people are probably like yelling at me like, why didn't you return it? Why didn't you get your money back? I don't know. I just didn't feel like dealing with it. I just didn't want to deal with it. It was only like $40. I had money at the time. I was like, whatever. So I kept it. I figured at least I still kind of like the case, and maybe I can do something with it and do a video on it. Because I did find out it is at least one of the more uncommon models of the, the 300 line. So, yeah, there's that. So, so this is the broke computer that I didn't want, but, I kept it anyways. Yeah, I mean, not too much to say about it. It's pretty standard. It is interesting. There's the lights here. There's no reset button. Interestingly enough, it does have the power LED, the hard drive LED, and an Ethernet activity LED on the front, which is interesting. Two 5¼ bays. This one I replaced the CD-ROM drive with a DVD drive. This one nothing, and the floppy drive I put in a new floppy drive. What sets this machine apart that others of the 300 lines do not have is this front audio ability. We got the volume knob, and then we have like a microphone and then a headphone jack. So that's kind of cool, I guess. So yeah, I believe it didn't have a hard drive in it when I got it, of course. I'll talk about the CPU when I open it up. So, take a look at the back. Again, nothing too fancy back here. We got, 1, 2, 3, 4 expansion ports, line in and out for audio, 2 USB, two USB, which I'm guessing are like 1.1. This came out in like 97, I think. So, parallel port, built-in Ethernet, which is kind of nice. It wasn't too common, I don't think, back then, but this was kind of like a business-oriented machine. 2 serial, 2 PS2 for keyboard and mouse, and then the built-in video, of course. Little key thing to lock it, which... so, yeah, so that's that. So let's take a look inside this thing. Okay, so here we are with the case off. Now, the rumor is they got rid of these front audio ports because it makes it very hard to line up this knob with the hole when you're putting the top of the case on. I haven't really had that problem, but that appears to be the rumor is why they got rid of this option later models. Now, there's usually 2 screws that go here, which I have taken off to show you that this is a nice feature. It kind of is on a hinge and it folds up to give easy access into these bays, and there's a little hard drive bay in there. I just put in a hard drive. Let's see, some interesting things. One thing you'll notice right away if you have this machine is all the connections are on the riser card. So here's our riser card. I think of riser cards, I think of Paul Reiser, and then I think of aliens. But anyways, yeah, not bad. 2 16-bit ISA, 3 PCI, one of those is shared, but I mean, as a Pentium DOS machine, that's not bad because, you know, you got your put your sound card here, you can a video card, a Voodoo, you know, even a better IDE controller here or something. I don't know. It's got built-in Ethernet, and video, which I'll get to, is actually half decent. So I don't know. But anyways, you'll notice floppy and IDE are on the riser card. Also, the floppy power, it doesn't come off the PSU. It has like a separate standalone power that connects in here. And over on this side, whoop, the other side of the riser cord, there's the primary IDE. So the one over here is secondary IDE. And the power from the PSU plugs right here directly into the riser card. So nothing like really proprietary. I've seen other computers that kind of did that where they put a lot of stuff on the riser card, but it is slightly kind of unusual. So let's look at the meat of this machine. Hopefully the lighting isn't too bad. Now here we have the audio chip. It uses a crystal. Don't know the number off the top of my head. Oh, come on. Doesn't like to focus. Anyways, it uses a crystal sound chip. Not the greatest, but ooh, there we go. Yeah, crystal sound chip. I've seen a thing online where you can actually enhance the audio quality by doing a little mod thing where you replace a couple capacitors or whatever, but I mean, it's there. I mean, if you're really serious about this machine, you're going to replace it with another sound card anyways, but it's there. Chipset, it's the Triton 2 chipset. Again, from my research, kind of a high-end chipset for the time. Here's the CPU. There is no fan on this heatsink, but there is a fan in the case that blows it over the heatsink. So I believe mine came with a Pentium 1 200 megahertz. I replaced it with a 233 megahertz MMX, which officially is the fastest CPU that this board can take. Although you can get like, they're not called overdrive ones, but they're kind of like overdrive chips for early socket 7, like Power Leap. I think you get like a K63 Power Leap chip, but I think even then you're limited to 400 megahertz. But hey, back here, hopefully it's not too dark. I've got all kind of lights on, but the angling isn't so great. Instead of jumpers, this thing uses like a dip switch, or switches, and conveniently on the there's like the thing that tells you what the switches do. So it's really for setting like CPU speed and type and stuff. So anyways, like I said, the power button would go here, then you press the plastic thing and it would push it. Well, anyways, that broke off, so now I have 2 bare wires. So when I want to use this thing, I have to open the case and then I have to like touch the wires together. Yeah, I'm thinking I can just solder these to like a new button and just put that in there, and that will fix that, but I haven't decided if I'm going to waste my time, if it's worth my time doing that. I probably will, but you know. Anyways, here's the RAM. It's very picky about RAM, like EDO only, and a certain kind of, like EDO, ECC, something like that. I have 128 megabytes in it right now. Oh, and it can't take more than 128 megabyte sticks in each socket, so you're limited at like 300 and, what is it, 387 would be the maximum. So 128 megabyte sticks. I tried playing around with other RAM, tried putting in like larger RAM into one socket, or it didn't work. It wouldn't even post. Very, very picky about RAM. And now the chipset technically can support 512 megabytes, but there's only 3 slots, so physically you're limited to the 300 and I think it's 87. Video, built-in video is not bad. It uses the same chip as the Matrix Mystique, which is not a bad early 3D card. Very good 2D image quality, okay 3D, 2 megabytes of video RAM built into the motherboard. Not a bad chip. Excellent, good compatibility. Not as good as like an S3. I think it has some issues. Like I think has issues with fog tables and stuff. So it's not really perfect. I remember Tomb Raider 2, it did this weird checkerboard thing with shadows, but good image quality, decent compatibility with DOS games. Not horrible, but it does have some slight compatibility issues. This chip makes sense because this seems like this was more oriented toward businesses, but not a bad gaming chip for DOS and like early Windows 3D stuff. Not bad at all. And you can expand it to 4 megs with this one right here. Well, here's the video RAM, but you can expand it to more. And it has connections for like Rainbow Runner board and stuff like that. That's for an optional like IR upgrade thing. Anything else? Oh, 512 KB of L2 cache on the board right here. That's about all I have to say about this machine, really. Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't make a bad DOS rig, especially like if you don't want to like spend a lot of extra stuff, you just want to go with the Matrix, then you could put in a Voodoo 1 or even a Voodoo 2, although with this CPU you're never gonna get the full out unless you get the Power Leap, and then Voodoo 2 might be a little more worth it. But yeah, I mean, you've got Ethernet built in already. It's ISA for a sound card. It's not a horrible rig. Not the machine I wanted, but you know, it wouldn't make a bad Pentium-based DOS rig for somebody. Yeah, that's about it. Not much else to say about this thing. But hey, thank you for watching. Have a good one. Oh, yeah, so I'm guessing you guys probably also want to see this thing boot up too while it's out. So, sure, why not? So remember, like I said, the button is gone. So like I said, the button is gone. Now I'm thinking of just replacing it with something like this. Just solder one of the wires to each thing, and then have a button, and then put that in. There's a little slot here. Probably like hot glue it in or something, and then have the button press, and then I'll have a working power button again, but I don't know. So anyways, but for right now, just have to make contact between these two wires, and it should boot up. This is more difficult than you think with one hand. Wow. Almost. There we go. Okay. Nice glare from the light. And there we go, IBM, and it's got a nice little splash screen. And that's that. And so that's it. Booting up. Alright, so save some time. I skipped the counting up the memory and whatnot. Currently I have Windows 98 installed. The hard drive is very loud. Well, I've heard louder, but when it's loading, it's like yeah. But anyways, lights, and then here comes Windows 98. And it's not like you guys haven't seen that a million times before. So that's that. I just wanted to show you it does boot up. Really, other than the cosmetics, the only issue right now is this issue right there with these. And then I can turn it off too by touching them together. Or since I'm in Windows, I can just, you know, shut it down through the OS. So again, that is the IBM 300PL type whatever 6252, I think. Thanks for watching.